and I will let you know if this goes well. If not, this is going to be a dual. We're going to do dual duty today. We're going to try it at least. All right, let's see if I can get YouTube going. I'm trying this new service. It's called Restream, and if it works, then hey, I figured out a way to stream while traveling. Right? Let's see if we can get it going. If it works, I'm going to be super happy. I'm going to throw up a Twitter Spaces at the same time because I promised them that's what I would be doing. And let's see if it actually works. Hey, no shit. That's crazy. All right. Well, if it doesn't lag out on me, then I think we'll be good. Let me see if I can get some chat going on here. Chat. Hey, this might work. All right, let me get a Twitter Spaces going on here. How do I get Spaces? Can I do Spaces from desktop? Maybe not. That's gonna be lame if you can't. All right, so I can't do Spaces from desktop, so I got to do. I'm gonna start a Twitter Space because I promised everybody I would. All right, there we go. Morning live stream. All right, so we got Twitter going. Let's see. Let's see if anybody joins. This will be cool. This might actually be pretty dang neat today. So, well, if that's the case, then let's get the news. All right, so we've got some news to go over real quickly. I'm gonna do it. Morning, Terry. Morning, Bart. Hey, listen. So this is a dual broadcast. First of all, I'm traveling. Normally, I do a stream every morning, Monday through Friday, going over smart money, dark pool, and block trade algorithms. What I did last night was the Wi-Fi that I have isn't the greatest, so I promised everybody that I would do a Twitter space to discuss the stocks that they put up, and I've got those. I'm going to do a post on Twitter right now. Real quick for those requests, then we'll get into some news, and we will do some futures. And I've got there's 10 or 11 stocks that we can go over today, right? So it's not like it's going to be boring content. All right, so I got to move a little bit of stuff around here, and hopefully everything just stays working good so far. So far, so good. All right, results form. Requests form. Where'd they go? So here's the request for these tickers. I'm gonna get this posted, and then I will walk through them individually. Let's see, how many can I do? More? Well, no, I won't let me do more, will it? 4, okay. I'll do 4 to 10. And that tweet, another 4. And we'll add that tweet. Haha. Twitter, I got you. Sweet. All right, so that's been posted to Twitter, and I'm just going to start with the list. I'm going to go through some of the key important news, and we'll get going. All right, so hopefully the mic is good. I didn't have a whole lot of time to set a bunch of stuff up, but I wanted to go over a couple things. shorten list. Here we go. EGHT, which is a stock that we've been trading recently. They beat on revenue and guided up. Guided up for next year, so EGHT should be moving today. Beat on earnings, did not guide up, so I'm not super interested in them. And Match.com, blew on earnings, so they're down, right? Their quarterly pairs increased, but they didn't guide up, so we're not going to play with them today. Social Sprout, I don't know how I put that in there. AKAM, 1.4 versus 1.39 authorizes a new 3-year 1.8 billion repurchase program, raises their EPS view for 421 to 5.6 over 5.5, and raises 421 revenue to 3.4 billion over 3.43 billion to 3.2 billion. Okay, ATDI, they beat on earnings, raises guidance, and so Activision should be fun to play today. Humana beat on earnings, confirms this year's adjusted EPS updates. Their membership growth to 450,000 a year, reflecting 11% growth per year, which is good. Exact Sciences, which is another one we like to play, had a bigger loss than expected, and says screening revenue expectations are lower due to the rapid rise of Delta variant cases in late July, causing in-person sales calls to significantly decrease in August and September. EXAS down. AMGN 4.6 versus, or 6.7 billion versus 6.68, guides forward-year adjusting of 17.10 versus 16.3. So AMGN should be good to play today. Vertex Pharma VRTX adjusted 3.6 versus 3, so they beat on earnings, raises their product revenue and guides up. So VRTX guided up. This should be good. Financial Western Union. There's some news about Western Union. They beat on earnings, and digital money transfers increased 15% over the last year, representing 24 and 37% of total consumer-to-consumer revenues. The Biden administration formally nominated, I don't know why they threw this in there, Saul Omerver, a law professor and critic of big banks, to serve as top banking regulator, a setback for Wall Street and other firms that had pushed to scuttle her nomination. So the Biden administration pushed through their critic for big banks, meaning that she's going to go in and try to clean house, which is not so bueno for us, right? We don't like that crap. Not so bueno to us. Okay, thanks. I got a couple listeners. Laz, my boy, what's up? You guys, man, you guys love me. I love it. I love it when I got people that follow me. It's awesome. You guys are the greatest. Thanks for sticking with me. Energy. All right, so API, American Petroleum Institute, showed a build of 3.59 million barrels of oil for this week, with gasoline inventory showing a draw of 552,000. Distillate inventory show a build. Crushing inventory show a draw. Cushing inventory. So we got to start tracking a little bit more. That's going to kill us. Really, it's seriously going to kill us. This is important news. Zillow blew on revenue, right? So that Zillow play I was thinking was going to happen, it's not going to happen. They're actually they're bleeding or hemorrhaging money because they thought that they'd be slick and go in and buy a bunch of houses and flip them. They burnt through their budget. They don't have enough money left to flip those houses. They shut down their entire home purchasing division and have to lay off a bunch of people. So Zillow to the downside all day, every day. Mondelez beat by a cent, raising their full 21-year organic net revenue growth approximately 4.5–5%. So MDLZ should be a nice move today. Caesars, they lost. They didn't guide, and they're just going to be kind of flat. Big Five missed on earnings. They declared a special dividend of $1, which is pretty good. And same store net sales to be negative low single digits to positive low single digits. Should be interesting. Bed Bath & Beyond. Oh, man, I missed this one yesterday. I didn't buy it. I should have got it. All right, so they're up over 90% after announcing marketing collab with Kroger and accelerated stock buyback as it expects to complete their 1 billion share repurchase by the end of 2021, 2 years ahead of schedule. So Bed Bath & Beyond, basically super high short interest play. They came through and said, yo, we're going to team up with Kroger, probably to help their business, right? And they're boosting their buyback. So there's going to be a lot of shares coming off the market. That's going to raise interest, and that stock's going to rally today. So just don't go chasing waterfalls. Election results: Virginia governor newcomer Youngkin defeated Democrat, so Virginia's got a Republican in there instead of Terry McAuliffe in a state. Biden won by 10 points. Lost raise red flags for Democrats over midterm elections in November 2022. Meanwhile, New Jersey Democratic. Where's the one for New York? So New York came out with a new mayor too. So there's a little bit of in New Jersey. There's a little controversy because of Chinese mail-in ballots. Interesting. All right, tons of earnings today. As far as anything I'm looking to play, not seeing anything so far. Roku's got earnings after the bell. That's important. S-Power has earnings after the bell. That's important. Skills, that should be good. Ping has earnings. Man, I can't wait for earnings season to be over. MGM has earnings. Lumen has earnings today. FSLY has earnings. FSR has earnings. Etsy has earnings. EA has earnings. Jeez. All the earnings come today. And BKNG has earnings. That's about it. That's after the bell. Before the bell, jeez, there's a massive amount. Just looking through here for names that we typically play, and I'll call them out. MAR, Marriott has earnings today. IONS has earnings today before the bell. And CVS has earnings before the bell. Discovery has earnings before the bell. Eat has earnings before the bell. Clovis has earnings before the bell. And BCRX. All right. Fun has earnings. What a great name. All right. We have FOMC starting this week. I think it starts today. We've got employment index for October. We've got PMI numbers coming out today. And we've got mortgage application data. I think there's a FOMC rate meeting at 2 o'clock. They're probably going to announce tapering. So it should be a very interesting day. Just be nimble, okay? The stream is good? No shit. Right on, dude. Yeah, I'm stoked about that. So I'm using a service called Restream. It's a browser-based stream service. Typically, I use like OBS or Streamlabs. But yeah, this is cool if that's working. Thanks to the Twitter Spaces for showing up. I appreciate that. I don't know if I want to keep. I might build this every day. Could be interesting. Because I believe in the Twitter Spaces. I just wish they could screen share. All right, we'll figure out a way to get around that. And it's cool that the stream is actually working. I just don't have chat in the stream, but I do have it over here in the live stream. Right? Morning. Good days ahead today after a horrible night. All right, Asian markets. Nikkei index. Love that index. Closed for Culture Day. Isn't that great? Like, they're like, hey, we need to take a day off from making money to appreciate culture. All right, Shanghai slipped to move. All right, so the Shanghai slipped 0.2%. Hang Seng Index slipped 75 points or 0.3%. And the DAX is down 10 points. FTSE slips 20 points. So World markets are down. Oil prices are lower. So I don't have that set up to show you. Let me see. I'm trying to figure out the best way for me to display all of that data. We're just going to have to look at the NQ and the ES. That's as good as it's going to get. Multi-stream, except for, well, I might be traveling a little bit more than I thought. Let's just do this. Oh, by the way, if you want to upgrade your trading to yearly, what you do is you sign up for a trial, and they will pound you with coupons like, hey, sign up and get 60% off your yearly. That's the best deal you're going to get for the entire year, okay? NVAX, hopefully somebody played that. I've been screaming about it for weeks, right? 1 to 200, $20 move. Definitely pretty decent. All right, let me get the futures up here and we will look at some charts. Hopefully, let's see. Should be able to see the screen pretty good. Pretty good. That continues. All right, NQ, 15-minute chart. SAC positive moving averages, 821.34 are all lined up. We got a death doji that printed about an hour ago, hour and a half ago. We're just pulling back. We're right in that 50 SMA on the 15-minute chart. So we got to be nimble on this. All right, get back here. So we double tapped highs at 15989. Did we hit 16,000 a day? It's gonna be gnarly if we do. So, however, our squeeze pro is decreasing, our volume is decreasing, and the ready and fire is setting out some sell signals. We are stacked though. 821.34, 50 is above the 200, and we're above the 15-minute Ichimoku cloud. So this is bullish, right? And trend is your friend until the end. Looks like we're trying to do a nice bull flag breakout. If that happens, we can see continued rally. As far as the daily, before the ES is going, just another nonstop, green day, just steady rise and make new all-time highs. I don't see the curling back on the histogram, which would be decreased volume interest, and we're still steadily raising on our slow stochastic, which is the ready and fire. I'm bullish on the NQ. I would love a pullback to the 8, which would put us right at previous highs, 15,715. I mean, that's a lot to ask to come back, but I think it's important to pull back so that we can continue on. We had a little Wu-Tang pattern breakout beginning of the month, and yeah. So with that being said, let's check out the ES. Make sure I got the right contract here. Okay. On the news from the ES, looking at the 15-minute chart, what do we got here? Okay, ES isn't as great. So we had a little bull flag breakout running into yesterday, right? Into the close, rallied up, sold off pre-market. So we dipped down below on some previous support at the previous high, tried to get back up and over, and now we've got this long-term bull flag that's forming. I can draw this on a chart for you real quick if you'd like. I don't know if you guys are able to really see it, but let me just throw that up. All right, so this is what this bull flag looks like. Make this a little thicker. I'll make it white so people can see it. Can I go thicker than that? I guess I can't. All right, so there's that one. Then we can reuse it. All right, here we go. So that's going to come in from about here. All right, so this is basically just a pretty pretty laggy. All right, so that's a long-term wedge right there. Hopefully you guys can see a little clearer now. Basically, we've got a little range that we're going to chop up in between. What I'm not super thrilled about is this. We've got negative stack moving averages now, okay? We've also got, we're below the 50, right? Bouncing off that trend line support. If that level breaks at 46.16, if that breaks, we're coming back down to test the 15-minute 200 SMA. Decreasing volume and revenue, or excuse me, decreasing volume and momentum. The Squeeze Pro histogram is negative and decreasing, and our slow stochastic is decreasing as well. So if we break 46.16, excuse me, 46.16.25 on the ES, we're going to come back down and test the 200 at 46.11. Right? That's our next key point. However, that 200 does not line up with any previous highs as support, so we may even dip down as low as 46.08 before we really find anything. So, excuse me, we've got a demand zone at 46.09. So those are the numbers. Keep an eye on that for the ES. NQ, like I mentioned, is it had a little bit of a bull flag breakout. It's just struggling with all these all-time highs, starting to lose a little bit of interest. However, on the 15-minute, we have a high compression squeeze that could potentially fire off. So, yeah, just be nimble. They will announce tapering today. Some key support levels: ES 15.953, 15.965, 15.942, and then the 200's down at 15.907. Okay, that's the ES. All right, let's get into these charts real quick. I posted a bunch on Twitter. I'm going to walk through those because I've already got them marked up. We're doing good on time. I should be done here in about 15 minutes, right? Give you guys a little bit extra time. Unfortunately, I was supposed to reach this to the Bullish Bears channel, but I forgot. My bad. My bad. All right, let's do this. Okay. IWM, I was super bullish on IWM. I called it out on the weekend watch list. Since then, it just gapped up, right? It was doing a nice, strong uptrend, gapped up at the beginning of the week, and it's continuing to make higher highs and higher lows. However, we're starting to get a little choppy McChop fest here. So we've got overhead resistance that we broke out of this little wedge yesterday. So I'm looking for a continuation on dark pool support 234.45, 234.0 for IWM. Okay, the algorithm's selling off, so we've got that bearish divergence. The algo came down, it broke its previous uptrend support line. Looks like it's trying to pull back test. Dark pool level at 227.99, 228, right? If it back tests, hits that, and continues down, I'm going to look for IWM to pull back, testing 234, 233.53, and then below, testing previous lows below that. Okay, so keep an eye on that. I'll post IWM updates throughout the day. Okay, let me get this over here where I can pull up the requests that I'm going off of. I can't remember them all. Okay, Tesla was one also. The Tesseract. All right, the Tesseract is continuing to make higher highs and higher lows. It looks as if those trying to form a little head and shoulders. I'm never going to say short Tesla because if you do, then you're just crazy. All I can say is that the algorithm was net buying extremely hard, rallied up, hit some resistance, pulled back. You know what I did? I changed dates here. I gotta give you a little bit more time on these. I think 11 days will do it. All right, so the algo rallied up, ran into 1160 resistance, pulled back to a dark pool level at 1090. It's bouncing right there. If the algorithm can bounce off of this trend line support and continue up, we may see a continued move or some consolidation in Tesla. 1208.59 is dark pool target. It's your overhead resistance as well as your dark pool target. 1208.59. We have regular block trade support coming in at 1160, which I didn't even mark up. My bad. So regular block trade support 1160, 1145. Those are the numbers for Tesla support. Okay, resistance 1208.09. Could just range trade between there. You know, it's a $48 range, but that's the way Tesseract works. Okay, moving on to Zoom. Zoomity, zoom, zoom, zoom. All right, what is going on with the Zoomers? Oh, yeah, I know I moved some people. Sorry. All right, Zoom. Nice strong rally up. Algo's net buying, right? We rallied up, pulled back to dark pool support at 276.33, trying to make a move up, trying to make a move back up to those highs. We broke through regular block trade resistance at 278.70. Dark pool resistance 279.80. Right? Those are long time, like those are previous levels. The most current level for Zoom dark pool wise is 275.73. Okay, it made the Wu-Tang pattern reversal, broke out. Algo still net buying. Look for that bullish divergence to play out, and it to pull price action up with it today. All right, that was Zoom, Tesla, IBM, Car. Can't really do anything about CAR other than be like, we've been playing it for weeks. I play it fortunately. It was a massive short squeeze rally. The algo was sitting with price action in a bullish direction. Prices action at the close yesterday was making higher highs and higher lows. So it's trying to get back up there. Current 410 is the level the algo broke off. Okay, that's Car, Apple, like Apple, right? Apple, the algo is in a falling wedge. If it can break above its overhead resistance and break up, I would anticipate some of this divergence to start playing out. Price action going back up with Apple. There's a little gap that needed to be filled at one point. I've got a dark pool cluster right at 152, 152.50, right? 152, 152.50, or the previous low before it gapped down. So price action is maintaining its upward trend line support, right? We have a white line level as at 150. That's your support level for Apple. Could bounce right off that level. If it gets above 150.59, is that my long point? Apple long above 150.59 up to 152. Apple short below 150 down to 149.32. All right, there's your direction for Apple. Mara, low, Mara. Man, I'll tell you what, I missed out on this sucker. That's just, I don't like to chase, but it's been gapping and going for the last 3 days. The algo steady continuing buying, coming up on regular block trade resistance at 52.24. What the algo does at this level is super important. If it can break through it and continue up, I think it may still pull price action up with it, right? Price action is maintaining upward trend line support. Bounced off of the regular block trade at 58.46. That's your support level. That breaks it. Gap fills down to 53.75. Below that, 52.24. We break below that, I think we have to really reevaluate our positions in life. Right? That's a massive drop from Mara based on Bitcoin's strength. I don't think we're going to see a lot of that. Tweaker. Tweaker is not doing what I expected it to do this week, so we're going to have to maybe adjust on it, because I for sure thought it was going to do something other than it did, because the algo's making higher highs and higher lows. Okay, the algo pulled back yesterday. It's on its way down to test this regular block trade support at 59.27. If it bounces off that level, we may get that pull up and through all this massive dark pool and regular block trade resistance we have. Okay, we're sitting at dark pool support at 54.29 area. But we've got a little bit of uptrending support. We've got a white line resistance, target 1 at 55. Regular block trade resistance at 54.60. So what we need to do is get above 54.60, taking out 55.08, take some profit, readjust your position. The next target will be 59.27. Contrarian, we break down below 53.45 and we have to look at a fib level to the downside. Okay, that's Twitter, Tweeter. PayPal, Uber, Dash, and Chegg are my next ones. PYPL. PayPal. PayPal is not doing its job like I thought it was going to do, right? I thought that this massive net buying would have continued on. However, the algo ran into regular block trade resistance at 232.54, rejected off that. Now it's currently trading with price. It's got some work to get through these dark pool and regular block trade levels on its way back up. So those levels include dark pool level 231.28. That's your immediate overhead resistance, followed by a 232.54. 232.54 is your regular block trade resistance. If we can get above those levels and back test it, we may see a move into next week towards these white line resistance levels and those profit targets. White line 235.36, white line 236.38, about $1 apart. Okay, we start getting back up into those levels, we can look, throw a fib on, and maybe take out some of those previous regular and dark pulls prior to this little sell-off that PayPal's been going through. Okay, Uber. Did I already do Uber? So Uber is going to rally off of Lyft earnings. You heard it here first. Uber's going to rally off of Lyft earnings. The algo bounced off its trendline support and it's continuing up. I haven't checked the price right now. Pull level 43.82. White line levels 44.34, 45.05, with a dark pool level in between at 44.73. My luck, Uber's probably already blew through all of those levels, and I have to just tell you a whole new story. All right, so Uber, nice rally into the close yesterday. Straightened up our moving averages, and we've got a high compression squeeze on the 15-minute. We've also got many mid-level ready and fire buy signals. Okay, so with Uber, stack positive moving averages, 821.34. The 50 is above the 200, and we had that crossover that occurred about an hour ago. So I'm gonna look for a pullback at the bell, maybe even down to 45. I could throw a fib on this level and just give you a little bit more definitive level. Yeah, 44.68-ish. I think that's off. I really think that's off. All right, I like that a little better. So the 200s at the 50% retracement, 44.25. We have an Ichi cloud and the rising 50 right around 44.75. By the time the market opens and things straighten out, that 45 level is going to be key for Uber. So I'm looking for a pullback to 45, rally on continuation with the squeeze releasing. Okay, that was Uber, so I may play Uber today. Dash, I'm in this line, I'm not happy with it. It's not moving the way I thought it was going to. It would rally and pull back, and then it just kind of peters out for the day. Okay, the algorithm sold off that divergence. The algo rallied again yesterday, pulled back to dark pool support at 194.80. Right, it's got to get over regular block trade resistance at 196 and then 198.02. We've got rising trendline support, little mini cup and handle. There's a wedge that's forming that we got to get over. So if we take out some of these previous highs, then I think we can get 202, 203 out of Dash. Contrarian, we break down, we've got support at 198, then 196, then 194. Below 194, and we have to fib it to the downside because it's going to go for a little bit. Okay, that was Dash, and then Chegg, CHGG. I'll do AMD on the fly for you, Johnny. Okay, and then we'll get going. Okay, Chegg. So there's a request for some Chegg puts. I mean, dead cat bounce. All right, the algo is trying to bullishly diverge with price action. I'll have to check it here in a second, but that was a $30 drop. Half of the value of Chegg left yesterday. Half of it. Went from 65 to 32. I'm going to see what it's doing this morning. But this looks like, Chegg's a solid company. However, with the easing up of the pandemic, more kids going back to school. Chegg is a software for students, I believe. Here are your key levels. Chegg, 32.22 support. We break that, we flip it to the downside. 32.95, regular block trade support. Okay. 35.68, first target. 38.91, target 2. Dark pool target, $40.50. So long-term, $40.50. It may take a little while to get there, but this is a pretty decent price. So I haven't read into the earnings report. If it continues to sell off today, then I don't think it's going to be a value. However, I would be the bet that it's probably rallying right now. Let's see what we got here. Massive sell-off. No, we actually pulled back to, oh well, we have a tree line here at 30. It came down and tested 30, so it's trying to get through this Ichimoku cloud. We're below the 50, and we've got squeeze and ready and fire signal. So I think 30 is the floor for Chegg. Like I said, if it can break, it's going to move, and when it moves, I've got a 37 first target. Maybe we play in that cloud. If you wanted to play it safe, you'd wait for the break above this Ichimoku cloud at 37.50, play the rally to the 200 SMA on the 15-minute chart, or look for the downside rejection for continued move to the downside. I don't know what happened with it. I bet you they came out with some horrible news. Okay, AMD, and then I got to run. I do appreciate y'all showing up this morning. Take a second, like the video, subscribe, go turn on that little bell notification. I'm really pleased with this restream service. I can't tell you enough. I'm super happy I was able to get a stream out while traveling. Okay. AMD. What do we got going on here? All right. The algo is making higher highs and higher lows. Hit rejected, sold off. Algo is trading with price action currently. Okay. As far as levels go, we've got, let me show you what we got going on here. All right, so the algorithm is at, all right, so we got a white line level. Mark this on your chart first because it's all going to center around this. 122.95 is regular and dark pool support. 122.95 is where the algo is using as support, right? The algo sold off, rallied up through that 122.95 level, back tested it for support, and is trying to make a move to the upside. We've got dark pool clusters at 122.44, regular block trade resistance at 125 on the 125.05, 125.10. Those are newly printed, so we got to, we're going to look out for those. I'm super interested in seeing what the algo is going to do at this level here, because it broke above its previous resistance and back tested it, just like a stock does. It's trying to make a nice little uptrend here. It's got to get through these block levels. So, based on our white line, right? Our white line right here at 122.95. Right, 122.95. Let me throw that on there twice so that we can see it, know that it's super important, right? We've got dark pool support, 127.63, 126.67, white line, 125 even on AMD. 125, it looks like it's our support level. If we pull back to that, it's a good value area to probably get in. Then to the downside, we would step down, so it wouldn't be like a massive drop. We've got lots of support on the way to the downside. Trying to make new highs, man. Like I'm strong bullish on AMD as long as the algo can get up and get through this dual dark pool level. We have a double dark pool level at 124.44. I'll post this chart to Twitter real quick and call it a day. So I want to thank everybody for showing up, especially people on Restream, on the Twitter Spaces. First time using that, super happy about it. Kind of like how it's just a way for me to audio, call out some key levels. Take that white line at 5. Point. All right, that's it. Thanks for joining me here. I'm going to go get ready for the day and see if I can build into a position on A and B. So that being said, have a great day. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. I will be back at my normal command center and things should be good. Thanks again. Have a great day. We will see you all tomorrow. How do I stop this thing now? How do I stop it? I want to add source. Do I have to chat in here? No. There's no way to stop. Oh, in stream.